Well, the sun is setting by the Crater City Capitol building. Nice beginning shot there for my new series. This is Crater City. I was invited onto this server a few days ago, and until now I hadn't really taken the opportunity to record anything, because really I've been getting myself established and no one really wants to see somebody endlessly branch mining and setting up a house and so on, especially when everybody else has got houses already. You've probably seen Guitar Flats. If you haven't, go watch his channel. He's got some great stuff about him building that. And in fact, it's his channel that suddenly made me think, well, I really need to explain where this has come from. This is my house on Crater City. This is, of course, a private whitelisted server run by Vexy. So, obviously, that's Guitar Flat's place. If you've been watching his videos, that's Miguel's place. Miguel's got quite a traditional house. And that is Elod Bob's, the Senator's house. In fact, it's the Senate Chambers. And this monstrosity is my house. Miguel called it that netherrack thing. Vexy thinks it's a carnival ride. You must be this tall to ride this ride, she's put. Personally, you see, when I got here it was an empty space. If you look at some of Guitar Flat's earlier videos, you can see this area was empty with just the Crater City prison behind it. And I saw when I came along here that first of all everybody I knew was in this area, but there was a kind of triangle shaped depression in the ground, and so I thought it was a great opportunity to do a triangle shaped building, which I'd wanted to do for some time. And it's a tenet of mine that people on multiplayer servers, particularly private ones, they generally don't use the basic building materials very much, like cobblestone, netherrack and wood. So I thought it was a good opportunity to do that. I've also broken up the lines a bit by adding this farm. There's a very small tree farm and a quite small wheat farm underneath. I'll show you the inside. We all have these mailboxes on the server. I don't know if anybody's left me any mail. Nope. I do have problems getting through doors. This used to be, when I was just starting out, this was a wheat farm, but I've got rid of that now. The major wheat farm is under here. It's not very big, I know it's not very big, and it's not automated, but there's really no need because there's an economy on this server and I can always get stuff from other people and from the community store if I need to. So I've got my stores on the first floor, and this house has grown organically. I had stuff on this floor, then I emptied it out and added a floor. This was the bedroom and crafting room for a while, that's disappeared. Then I added this extension onto the top. For a while this was my sleeping area. We're now of course in the hexagonal area. I think it's Guitar Flat who referred to it as a TIE fighter. He was quite disappointed that I then proceeded to make this dome at the top instead of turning it into a TIE fighter. The dome's a hexagonal dome. I planned it out on paper. It's close up. It shows a lot of the limitations of netherrack. It's very blocky. You can't really avoid that. But you get some great views during the day. Unfortunately, it happens to be night time at the moment. So currently this is my sleeping area. I don't know what I'll do with this space yet. It's quite a nice space in some ways. I'd like to do something with it, but I'm trying to think what it should be. So hey, any suggestions? That don't involve setting it on fire, which is a suggestion that's come up at least once already. And was partially implemented by a creeper earlier today. Vexy actually replaced a lot of blocks, so thanks to Vexy for that. So yeah, that's my house, and along with Guitar Flats, I like to think it's now a bit of a landmark. The other big project that I've done on this server so far is related to Milby's sheep. Now, Milby is no longer on this server, but Guitar Flat and I both noticed a certain problem with the way the sheep was originally, and if the view that we had of the sheep was pretty much the view that we're getting now, backside facing towards us. Now the view we have now is slightly better because Vexy gave me permission to rotate the sheep 90 degrees. It's on the surface of it, it looks like it's just you know, a big wool sheep, but actually rotating it was a bigger job than you may think, because inside it is in fact a house, and I'll show you. Die! There you go. The Grandmaster Sheep Aspros. Now, this used to be, so Miguel tells me, the wool farm for the Crater City server. It no longer is. The wool farm is now, I think, near Vexy's place? I think it's near Vexy's place. And also this, I believe, was where the subway system originated. I think it was Milby that first started doing this. Vexy has actually been spending an awful lot of time tidying this up, because originally it was sort of cobblestone and dirt all around the outside. It was basically just a mined out tunnel, but she's actually started colour coding the lines now and lighting them up with pumpkins. She's done a fantastic job. You may have also noticed near my house there's a subway entrance. My house also connects to the subway. But I was going to show you Milby's house. So as you can see, there's quite a lot in here, including the vines. I actually took down all the vines very carefully, and I put them back exactly where they were before. And the only thing is, all the chests are empty. A combination of CQ and Guitar Flat, and Miguel emptied all of those out. But as you can see, we've got fountains in here, leaves, and the fact that it had to connect in to the underground system. Basically, I was told by Vexy that this is a landmark on the server, and that as such, if I rebuilt it, I had to rebuild it exactly as it was. There is one difference. There is one difference. The leg that you climb up is now on the other side. But don't tell anyone. I also haven't built this. This is the community store. There it is. That's where we get a lot of our building materials, and if we have any excess, we drop it off here. So it means that when we're mining, we're not just mining for ourselves, we're mining for each other's projects as well. This is the spawn garden, where people first appear. No dogs, that's a rule. Although a lot of people have cats for some strange reason. And as I showed earlier, that's the Capitol building. We all have offices in the Capitol building, we'll have a department. My department is Vexy's department, which is the mushrooms and oddities. And I've appointed myself the Matrix Glitch Inspector, so anything that goes on that's a bit odd, I just observe it and make comments about it. Basically, nobody's really explained what my duties are other than that. There's this ship. I'm not sure the ship's completed because the sail seems to stop a little bit too low. But I believe that's a CQ project. And that's Vexy and CQ's house. That's the library. That's Uniclad's place. You can see Uniclad has a house in the side of a mountain. So I came back to Vexy's place. This is the giant rabbit she keeps in the garden. I think that Uniclad put the Uniclad put the giant moustache on. Needs a bit of a shave. And that's Castle Ogeron. So we'll go up there and have a quick look. This is the wool farm that I mentioned earlier. This is the current wool farm, and there's the wool shop there. So here we are on the way to Castle Ogeron. There's a very majestic arch over there, which I believe was built by Phaleron. So I hope I'm not wrong about that. Pretty sure he told me he built it. So let's knock on the bell and get shut out. Let's try it again. And this is Castle Ogeron. And I've generally found that all roads seem to lead here, because if you go down to the Nether, The nether portal that comes back generally lands you in the middle of this castle. They've even got a helipad. I've never seen any helicopters land here. We're going to get a good view from in here. Oh, there's that nether portal. That's where you tend to emerge. So yeah, actually you have got a very good view from here. You can see the library, and thanks to slow chunk loading you can't see much else. Oh, that's the maze that's next to Vex's place. So that was a little view of a small bit of the Crater City server, and just to establish that I am here and I've got a house here, and hopefully as we get into some more group activities in this community later on, I'll be able to give you my viewpoint, and I hope you'll stick with me. So thanks for watching, and see you another time.